Former WWE manager Jim Cornette recently praised Rhea Ripley despite not winning the Women's World Championship at Bad Blood. Cornette complimented Ripley as well as Morgan for their match despite the botched finish involving Raquel Rodriguez. Ripley challenged Morgan to a match wherein Dominic Mysterio was inside a shark cage and suspended near the entrance ramp. Mommy was close to winning the match before Rodriguez returned and attacked her, causing a disqualification. It was supposed to be a different finish, but there were miscues at the end. Nevertheless, Cornette liked what he saw from both Ripley and Morgan. The longtime wrestling veteran even described Ripley as the best women's wrestler in the world and said that she is even better than some male superstars. Rhea Ripley was named by Pro Wrestling Illustrated as the #1 women's wrestler in the world last year. Ripley has a chance to top the list again this year, despite losing to Liv Morgan at WWE SummerSlam. It's no secret that Rhea Ripley is one of the most popular WWE superstars in the world today. Ripley has turned into a legitimate top star, not just in the women's division, but in the entire company. According to PW Insider, H/T Sports Illustrated, WWE has rewarded Ripley with a new lucrative 5-year contract extension. The terms of the deal were not released, but she reportedly received a well-deserved raise. In addition to Ripley, the company is also looking to secure the futures of current women's champions Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Both stars have taken their game to the next level this year, not just in the ring, but also in their overall body of work. Rhea Ripley, the reigning WWE Women's World Champion, has continued to carve out her legacy as one of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling. Known for her unique look, physical dominance, and ruthless in-ring persona, Ripley has set herself apart from her peers, blurring the lines between a powerhouse and a technical wrestling virtuoso. But, in an unexpected twist, Ripley recently found herself on the receiving end of glowing praise from one of the most notoriously critical voices in wrestling, Jim Cornette. Cornette, a veteran of the wrestling industry and a figure known for his harsh critiques and strong opinions, has spent years dissecting talent across generations. Rarely one to hold back his thoughts, Cornette has often been a tough sell on modern wrestling, particularly when it comes to the current WWE product. However, following the explosive WWE Bad Blood event, Cornette's comments about Rhea Ripley were nothing short of shocking to fans and wrestling analysts alike. He not only acknowledged her as a top-tier performer, but went so far as to suggest that she's not only the best woman wrestler, but potentially one of the best overall performers in the industry today. So, what prompted Cornette's surprising praise? Let's dive deeper into Rhea Ripley's career trajectory, her performance at WWE Bad Blood, and why even the harshest of critics can't help but acknowledge her growing greatness. Rhea Ripley, real name Demi Bennett, has been a rising star since her early days in WWE's NXT brand. Born in Adelaide, Australia, Ripley began wrestling at a young age and quickly established herself as a force to be reckoned with. Her blend of size, strength, and athleticism, coupled with a punk rock aesthetic and a no-nonsense attitude, set her apart from the typical WWE women's roster. She was raw, aggressive, and carried herself with an edge that fans found refreshing. After dominating NXT UK as its inaugural women's champion, Ripley crossed over to the main NXT brand in the U.S., where she made an immediate impact. She ended Shayna Baszler's 416-day reign as NXT Women's Champion in 2019, solidifying her status as a legitimate powerhouse. Ripley's main roster transition in WWE followed shortly after, and she quickly became one of the marquee names in WWE's women's division. However, Ripley didn't just rest on her early success. She evolved both her character and her in-ring work, consistently proving that she wasn't just about power moves. Over time, Ripley developed into a complete package, someone who could work a fast-paced technical match, dominate a brawl, or tell a compelling story in the ring. Her alliance with the villainous Judgment Day faction only further deepened her character, making her one of the most intriguing and feared superstars in WWE. The catalyst for Jim Cornette's praise came at WWE's recent pay-per-view, Bad Blood. The event featured several high-stakes matches, but Rhea Ripley's bout stood out as a true show-stealer. Defending her WWE Women's World Championship against an array of challengers, Ripley showcased why she's not just a star of the women's division, but a marquee performer across the entire company. Ripley's opponent at Bad Blood was none other than Becky Lynch, a veteran and one of the most popular female superstars in WWE history. The two women had been circling each other for months, teasing fans with the prospect of a dream match. And when the two finally clashed at Bad Blood, it did not disappoint. Ripley and Lynch engaged in a brutal, high-energy match that had fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish. What made the match so remarkable was not just the intensity of the in-ring action, but Ripley's ability to hang with, and in many instances, outshine one of WWE's most beloved and accomplished stars. Ripley's power moves, counter-wrestling, and ability to sell Lynch's offense created a dynamic story that went beyond just physicality. By the time the final bell rang, Ripley had not only retained her title, but had firmly cemented herself as WWE's top female performer. It's no secret that Jim Cornette has been one of the most polarizing voices in wrestling commentary for decades. A former manager, booker, and promoter, Cornette is deeply entrenched in old-school wrestling philosophy. He's often critical of modern wrestling, particularly the acrobatic and sometimes overly choreographed style seen in today's product. So, for someone like Cornette to lavish praise on a current superstar, especially someone from WWE's modern era, is no small feat. On his podcast, The Jim Cornette Experience, Cornette couldn't contain his admiration for Ripley's performance at Bad Blood. Rhea Ripley, he began, is not only the best woman wrestler in WWE right now, but I'd argue she's one of the best workers in the entire business, period. Men, women, it doesn't matter. This girl gets it. Cornette went on to break down why Ripley impressed him so much. He highlighted her ability to tell a story in the ring, her psychology, and her physical dominance. But more than that, Cornette praised Ripley for doing something that few superstars, male or female, can do: control the crowd without losing focus. She commands the audience's attention, but she doesn't let it get in the way of the match. She knows when to play to the crowd and when to stay in the moment. That's a skill most of these kids today don't have, Cornette said. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of Cornette's praise was his assertion that Ripley is more than just a woman's wrestler. Rhea Ripley could go toe-to-toe with half the men's roster right now and make them look bad. Cornette continued, "I'm not saying this just to hype her up. I mean it. She's got the size, the athleticism, and the mindset to be a top star, not just in the women's division, but WWE as a whole."